All right. What we're gonna do, we're gonna have a little bit of a little project that I think will be helpful. So hold off on what you're doing. You don't need to write anything down at this point. I'm gonna post all of this, and I'm gonna post this video as well, just so you guys can refer back to this. But we have a little project on you making a tutorial video, right? Because if you can explain something to other people, then that shows that you really understand it yourself. And if you don't really understand it yourself, then it's really obvious when you try to explain it to somebody else. Okay? So our objective here is students will work in pairs to make a tutorial videos of solving a triangle using both the law of sines and the law of cosines. Alright, so you're going to have to set up a problem working with a partner to solve a triangle, and you're going to need to make sure that that triangle can be solved using both the law of cosines and the law of sines. So you'll need to show both laws in this process, okay? I'm going to give you one of these handouts. I'll probably give it to you on Thursday when more folks are here. You'll write the members of your team there at the top. But a few requirements. First of all, both students have to participate in explaining how to solve the triangle. So on the video that you're going to produce, you both will need to be talking at some point, okay? The video can't be more than 7 minutes long. We'll talk about some tips to help keep it short, alright? But if you're doing a video for more than 7 minutes on one problem, then you're going to lose people, okay? And you're probably not doing it very efficiently, so you need to be doing it, keep it short, okay? Then, upload the video to YouTube. Make sure it's public, and post a link to the video as a comment on the blog post for this project. I'm going to put a blog post on our website. I'm going to allow comments on that post, and what you'll do is you'll paste the hyperlink to your video there as a comment. You're going to name your video, and here's the thing, I don't want you putting your full names on it. That's not wise to do anywhere on the internet, but so like
just share it with you. Like there's a
you can make it so anyone with a link.
Well, I want
if you can share it so just people with the link can see it.
If you wanted to do that you have to have a link, that would be fine, so that people can't just search on YouTube. But I don't want you just sharing it with me, because I want your classmates to be able to access it as well. Okay? So yeah, I guess if you wanted to make it so that it's accessible through the link, then that would be okay. All that does is it doesn't publish it to the general public when people are searching. But what you're going to do is name it Solving a Triangle dash, and then, you know, Joseph and CJ, or whatever your group is. Just your first name, so we know whose video goes with whose. Alright, so those are the requirements. Not a lot of requirements. It's pretty open-ended in the sense of what format or how you're going to present it or whatever, whether you use the computer or whether you're writing it by hand, or you know, whether it's zoomed in on at a desk, or whether you come by at some point and use a smartboard, or you can even set up a video camera and show you guys working at the board. Something like that would all be fine. It's really open-ended in that way. Okay?
What does this do?
We'll get to that. So, hello, you're back from your visit. All right. So we should be having some more folks showing up here in a few minutes too. Okay. All right. Some tips here. Some tips here. First of all, make sure that you have a clear diagram. You're going to introduce the problem with a clear diagram. Since you need to use both laws, make sure that your initial problem either gives you side angle side or side side side. Okay? So that you'll use the law of cosines first, and then you can use the law of sines to finish solving it. Okay? Make sure that when you're doing it on the video that you explain what laws you're using, show the original law, and then show how you're setting up the equation to solve for each part. Okay? Another thing is, you shouldn't be working it out as you're making the video. Okay, this is one of the biggest things that'll keep it under 7 minutes. Alright? Work out all the arithmetic ahead of time. And you should show step by step. Okay, I don't want you just setting up the formula and then saying, okay, our answer is this. No, show step by step what you get as you simplify and as you solve the equation. But work out all the arithmetic ahead of time so that you're not punching stuff into the calculator and taking forever to do the problem. Okay? Another thing is, with your partner, decide whether you're going to use some kind of a screen capturing software, or whether you're going to record yourself writing out all the work. The key here, though, is the handwriting must be easy to read, not just legible. Okay, I'm talking easy to read, which for some of you is not very likely. Okay. So maybe get with a partner who has good handwriting, if you're going to do that, or you can use the computer. Okay, this is something where very easily you can make, say, a PowerPoint and have each step show up if you've used PowerPoint before, and they've got an equation editor built into Microsoft Office that you can use really easily. Now, if you're going to do a screen capture on your computer, Smart Notebook has a built-in one through QuickTime, okay, but you probably don't have Smart Notebook. One free one that you can make up to 15-minute videos for free is called Screencast-O-Matic.
And you just use QuickTime?
If you have it, okay, but some of you may not have it. Screencast-O-Matic is super easy to learn how to do, and the one thing that's nice about that QuickTime doesn't really let you do is it does let you trim off the ends. Like if you have some dead space in the beginning of it, you can cut that out. You can cut the end out as well.
Can you cut out parts of the video, like if you're not talking or something in the middle?
I don't know that Screencast-O-Matic won't let you cut out pieces
like if
in
you
the
put
middle.
it on iMovie?
If you want to do, if you guys know how to use iMovie or whatever and you want to do other stuff with it, that's great, That's why I left this really open-ended, so you guys can get creative with it and whatnot. If you're going to record yourself writing it out, whether it's zoomed in on your desk and you're doing it on paper, or whether you're doing it at the board, okay, use some sort of a tripod, okay? I don't want to be watching the video, like I'm riding on railroad tracks or something, okay? Or driving over railroad tracks. Use some kind of a tripod so that the camera is still. Honestly, your phone camera has a good enough quality that you could use that. You just need to make sure that it's set up and stable so that it's not, the video's not bouncing around, okay? Decide who's going to say each part and what they're going to say before you start recording. You may even want to write out a full script. Okay? But again, the whole point is you're going to make a tutorial. So the idea is this. Don't assume that the person watching knows anything about the law of sines or the law of cosines. So when you say, okay, we're going to use the law of cosines to solve this, you should then state what the law of cosines is, show where you're plugging things in and why you're plugging things in those specific spots. Okay? Same thing with the law of sines. And then finally, these are the standards that we're assessing. Okay? Use of technology. Alright, did you actually record it decently? Did you upload it to YouTube the way I said? Is your video stable, not, bouncing around or whatever? Okay? The bigger things here are the second one here. Your problem solving in those familiar situations, okay? And then, this is a familiar situation to you, okay? You've done a number of these. Also, using appropriate mathematical language and notation when you are working your problems out and when you are explaining it. You should use proper mathematical language and notation when you're doing that, okay? And then this last part here, communicating your reasoning and that sort of thing. Why are you putting that number there in the formula? And why did you do this? Why did you choose to solve for this first? Explain it to someone as though you're teaching it to them for the first time. Alright? So.
Sure.